Hello, welcome to this video of Tomb Raider 3 glitch tutorial. Today it's gonna be about Area 51. A QOP and a GG. That's what we're gonna do, and yeah, let's go. So first of all, what you want to do is you want to do a standing jump right at the start of the level. So because I don't want to redo HSC, I'm not gonna show you what you need to do from HSC, but it's pretty easy. Just skip the stat screen and do a standing jump. So I already did the standing jump in my save, so don't worry. And then what you need to do is you need to sprint, and if you use the Japanese version, you can shoot the next guy with pistols and kill him. Like I'm just gonna show you. Yep. Like this, and go to the button. If you use a European version, you won't be able to kill him that quickly. So what you want to do is you want to sprint to the button directly. And what you're going to do is going to push the button, step back, shoot him. He's going to go push the security button, and you can do the crouch calmly as you want. Because what's happening is that if you just do it without shooting him, you might get stuck and he will beat you to death. So that's a possibility. Or you will lose health or whatever. For example, if you do this, he might make you stuck or shoot or hit you or whatever, and this is a risk you don't want to take. So in Japanese version, it's not an issue. You just shoot and kill him. Up, like this, push the button. Want to do a side flip, crouch, and just crouch to the med here that you want to take. This is one of the best med, I guess. And you want to do a standing jump here. And then you want to count 7 crouch sound. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Press guns to make Lara up, and you can sprint directly here, and the lasers will always have this position when you do, if you do that sequence that I showed you exactly. If you don't, it doesn't matter. You might lose a bit more damage, you might not lose damage but be slower. Don't worry, it doesn't really matter too much. And then what you want to do is you want to climb here. One last thing actually is that to be sure you want to equip the right gun. What you want to do, so you just do this, blah, blah, blah. So what you want to do is you want to equip your deagle. You want to equip it when you leave this crouch space here. So for example, you go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Crouch. Get up, get out your deagle, get it back, and you can climb directly. Why you need the deagle? Because you're gonna count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Press gun again, and you're gonna equip your deagle and kill that guy quickly, so it doesn't send the alarm and put lasers here. If you put lasers here and you don't want to reset, or your save is too far, you don't want to reset, you can crouch here. There is flare, not worth it, but if you have to go there, you better take it. But it's like really slower than just killing that guy I'm going through, so I really recommend that. Anyway, what you do is you keep going. This is really not complicated as long as you count 11. You can even count 12 crouch sound to be sure, but it's a bit slower. If you just go straight forward crouching, don't worry, it will be always 11, and if you press gun, you will get up every time. So whatever you do, you want to sprint until that point here, and you want to jump over these lasers, and if you don't jump correctly like I just did, you will trigger the turret here like this, and you will lose a bit of damage. It doesn't matter too much, you don't take too much damage. Anyway, what you want to do is you want to sprint here. So I dive roll once because I can't reach that lever here with one sprint in sequence. But if you want to use jumps because you think it's easier, go for it, don't worry. So I'm gonna redo the whole thing to show you quickly. So up, kill that guy. Up, push that button. Side step, side flip, sorry. Do the crawl here. Up, take the med. Turn and jump. Up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Press gun to get up, draw your deagle ammo, climb up, and keep going. And then count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Press on draw gun to get your deagle out. Kill that guy. Do a sprint and dive roll, and jump, and you have the best sequence you want. And then you can sprint, dive roll the first time quickly, and sprint again. And pull a flare because you're gonna need it. Pull that lever, and this is important that while you're pulling the lever, you hold forward and action. Because if you don't, I'm going to show you what's going to happen. Up. If you don't, that will happen. You will slide on here. And if you just press roll, that will happen. You don't want that. So if you press forward and grab, you will be slightly forward and be able to fall here. And this is really good because this is the best way to do it, because you're just gonna roll up and sprint there, flag cancel, and if you do it right, you will be able to fall directly on this lever. So if you sprint and grab, there is a chance you will flying corner bug at this corner here, and you will lose a ton of health getting down. So be prepared for it if you just do like I just did. It's a possibility. It's actually way easier than you think to flying corner bug here. So just be careful. If you do this way, with grabbing, trying to get to the lever, be prepared for it. But if you flag cancel like this, you will be able to pull the lever almost instantly. And if you don't want to take that risk, what you just can do is you can just dot press grab, get a stumble here, move forward and pull the lever. That's another possibility. And if you don't like sprinting, what you can do is just go like this and jump up, flag cancel, go here and pull the lever. It's a bit slower, but if you don't like sprinting here, don't worry. And then what you're going to do, unable to do, you talk down here. If you can sprint or you can jump, it doesn't matter. Kill that guy when you go to the corner. It will always be at the corner when you are here. And go to the crouch space. So pretty easy. I'm just going to show it one more time. Forward and grab, roll, sprint if you want and can. I'm going to grab, flag cancel, pull the lever, and keep going. Up, you drop down here, up. If you sprint, if you can sprint, you can. And if you don't, you can just jump or even run, it doesn't really matter. And then you're gonna crouch here. And when you're gonna get out of a crouch space, you're gonna get up and hold the flare button. Because you want to have a perpetual flare cancel. Not like I just did, because I didn't do it. Up like this, and you have perpetual flag cancel, and you can cancel this stumble. Up like this, up, stumble, and then you have to sprint there. So you dive roll. Be careful, there is a laser here, as you can see, if you can. So you need to jump over this laser, because if you hit this laser, you will get really drained by this turtle. You can deactivate it by going under it, but I don't recommend that. You will lose a bit health. What you just want to do is you just climb here, do the flag cancel, sprint as much as you can, and do the dive roll. Up. Well, I didn't do the dive roll. Up. So, up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Up. Do a jump, delay a bit your second jump, and you will jump over this every time. And then you go here under the tool, and it's cancelled every time. Do a dive roll around here, and a jump, and you'll have the best sequence to sprint here. Trigger all of this, and pull that lever. So nothing too tricky, it's just sprinting good and avoiding RNG. So this is important here that you sprint, because if you don't, the guy with a stick will be able to troll you eventually when you crouch here. So just be careful. As you can see, it's really close if I'm sprinting, so just be careful. So you crouch here, nothing, absolutely nothing to say. you go here, trying to have an efficient sprint, and then you can go here, keep sprinting, and you have two options here. If you want to save some ammo, you can just shoot him once with deagle and once with pistols, and you will kill him. If you're not feeling comfortable changing guns, what you can do is you can just shoot him 2 times with deagle. The roots make you able to do that with not too much problem if you do Willy 25 at the end of a game. If you do Willy 20. If you kill the last boss with 25 bullets instead of 20, it might be a bit short, so just be careful. But generally it's fine. If you really have a problem with armor or something, what you can do is you can pick up a deagle ammo which is here. So there is deagle ammo here, so you just have to go here, pick up, and go back to the crouch space. It's a really bad ammo pick up, so you do it only if you really believe that it's necessary for you. So anyway, what you do is you kill that guy. Oh, she missed one shot, whatever. Oh, what? How many shots are you missing, bro? What the fuck? So whatever, you kill him. You jump around this place. So this is important that you jump around here, because if you jump later, you will either fence glitch like I just did, but that's not what I wanted to show you. So if you jump late, you will have this. You will stumble here. And if you jump too early, for example here, you will miss the target, which is this platform that I didn't reach. So yeah, be careful. You just want to jump at the right time. If you think it's a tricky jump, you can just save for it and don't worry, it will be okay. So you want to jump on this platform, and I just miserably failed it. Up. So for example here I missed it. If not, you just step back 2 times and jump again, and you get it. So yeah, you don't want to save this at all. What you want to do is you want to do a glitchless glitch, which we will be calling GG. So why is it glitchless glitch? Let the meme speak. So this is a glitch we discovered because it was a glitchless maneuver in the first time. Whatever. So if you want more info about that, just go in the Tomb Runner Discord and we will explain that to you. So we need to do a glitchless glitch. What's a glitchless glitch? It's this. So I'm going to show you YOLOing it first, and then I'm going to show you some setups. So, oops, that's not like this. Up, like this. Oh, what the hell? Like this. So this is a glitchless glitch. So basically I'm glitching up using certain mechanic, and I'm embedding the wall. So that's how it is. So how do you do that? So there is 2 setups. There is a YOLO way and a setup way. So the YOLO way is you just step back against the fence here, go at the very left, move forward once, and you will be in position to set you up like this. So you make Lara's middle, the middle of Lara's head, meeting the end of a ladder texture. And then what you want to do is you want to jump, and you want to jump forward and you hold left. And when you land, and just before landing, what you're going to do is you're gonna hold roll, and you're gonna release it exactly, well, it's pretty lenient, but exactly when you glitch up. So if you don't roll, I'm gonna show you what will happen first. Up. So if you don't roll, that will happen. If you press roll too much, that will happen. So you will get pushed out the wall here. And for this glitch particularly, you want to stay inside the wall. Because if you are not inside the wall when you get up, you won't be able to go on top of this room, which is the objective. So if you are doing this, for example, if you miss it like this and you press roll too much, what you can just do is you can just go here and do a fake grab and fall here again to try again. So this is a possibility if you haven't saved. Also, if you don't line up correctly, for example like this, up, well, for here it still worked, but okay, whatever. So if you line up wrong like this, you will stumble against the wall like this. So this is a way to know that you don't have a correct lineup. Also, the position has to be right. That's why we walk forward once. That's because we need a certain distance between the wall and Lara. So you line up like this, press forward and left, and press roll, and you release it right when you glitch, like this, up, and you are in this position, and you are able to keep turning in the wall being embed, and you want to turn a bit until that point, roughly. So this is the setup, this is the place you want. So I'm just gonna draw guns because this is horrible to watch, but you want to turn until this point here, maybe a bit before actually, here will work. But this is what you want to do basically. And once you are in this spot, what you can just do is you can grab. Do you actually need to grab? Yeah, I think you do. Roll, you will flicker a bit, and when you hear that door sound, you can hold roll again and glitch here. And the door will be open, and you glitch up there. So that's how it works, and yeah, we found that it's way easier than the old glitch, so that's pretty cool. So you just walk forward, line up like this, press forward and left, press a roll at the right time, go a bit left like this, pressing forward and left. If you just press left, that works as well. Press grab, roll immediately. The sound here is good, you can roll. So this is not too hard of a glitch, don't worry. Okay, so this is the YOLO way, and this is pretty much all I have to say about the YOLO way. Just step back, step forward, and do everything I said, and if you line up good, that will work. This is relatively easy. In my opinion, this YOLO version is better than the setup I'm going to show you, but that's just me. So the other setup to get you in the right position is this one. You need to jump to this ladder here, and you want to go on the very right of the ladder. And what you're going to do is you're going to stop holding that ladder, so you're going to release the action button, and you're going to immediately press forward and left, and you're going to press roll at the right time and release it at the right time, just like the YOLO way of GG. And the problem is, if you don't switch fast enough your keys to the left and forward, that will happen, you will fall down. That's why I don't like this setup. Up. Up. Come on. Up. So, if you do it fast enough, that will happen. Up. And if you press roll, that will happen. So, also, I found that the rolling, when you do that setup, I think that the rolling leniency that you have YOLOing the glitch, like you have some time to stop pressing roll, is way harder to get with that setup as well. So I really don't, I'm showing it, but I really don't recommend that setup, because you really need to switch from letting go of action to forward plus left really quick, and the feeling of really letting go of roll is actually really hard, because you really need to do everything quick. So showing it, but I really don't enjoy it. And also it's not good because you need to turn more in the wall because you're almost facing it. So I'm showing it because I know some people don't like to line up GGs like this, and they have trouble lining up and stuff, but I don't recommend that. So yeah, I know I'm not recommending things I do in my tutorial. Who am I? And then it's the same thing, you just grab and roll, flicker, wait for the sound, and go for it. So yeah, this is it, and I don't recommend it. So what I recommend is just forward, up, forward, and etc. So that's pretty much it for this part. So with practice, you will realize it's pretty easy. Also, just a note that you should have more health for some reason. Oh, because I didn't. No, never mind. It's good. You should have used the med before, so it's fine. So up, and then you go this way, crouch space, be careful about the laser if you're a bit slow like I just did, but it should still be fine. Yeah. So laser is going to be an issue. I'm going to probably die if I'm too slow like this. No, okay, that's good. Okay. But be careful about the laser. Keep going and yeah. Prepare your guns. So you climb here. Draw your deagle ammo. And there is two ways of doing this part. So what you can do is you can... Oops, not like this. You have to kill that guy. You have to kill that first guy. 1, 2 shots, and you can kill that guy too, and then pull the lever and then take the CD. So if you kill those 3 guys, you have 3 deagle shots. You can avoid killing the second guy. What you do is just shoot the first one, pull the lever here. This guy is gonna go away or eat you bits. Take the CD and go away. So it's a bit of health loss generally, but not too much. So it depends if you prefer ammo or med pack or whatever. It's really on your preference. I personally don't really care, so I'm just killing that guy quickly. Pulling the lever. Generally, this guy goes away. And if you do it quick enough, you pick the CD and you barely take any damage. And what you're going to do is you can sprint there. And if you're good, if you sprint... no, I don't want to say... Oh, damn. Whatever. So if you dive roll late enough, you will be able to grab this edge here and drop down here and do a standing jump. So do I have... Where is my save here? Oh, damn. Okay, whatever. So I really don't want... Oh, actually there is a ladder. So I can climb and show again. Okay, good. So if you dive roll late enough, you can grab here, fall down, and just do a standing jump and keep going. So that's the fastest way of doing it without a flare. And then you need to really be careful about that laser here. So that shouldn't be its position when you come. If you do the perfect sequence, it should be there. But don't worry, if you do the sequence right, you won't take a lot of damage with that laser. Let's try here. Up. Okay, so for example, that would be the most horrible position because I failed the thing. So if you're out of your sequence, just go here to the corner and see the laser position and deal with it without taking too much damage. That's my advice for it. But in the best sequence, you should overrun the laser and take barely any damage and go to that corner. So let's keep going. So you just sprint, up, and you keep going here. You want to prepare a flare because the next setup is going to require a flare. And then what you're going to do is you're going to do the co-op setup for Area 51. So this is in 2 states. So if you have, well, you have seen a co-op, you have seen a poke actually in Nevada. There is a co-op in Area 51, which is triggered by using a poke. So this is, don't worry, I'm going to explain to you. So basically what we want to do is we want to do the start of a reverse co-op, and we want to do what we call the old co-op. So that means we'll be in a co-op state, but we won't do a co-op. So that means that the game thinks we are falling when we are not falling. I don't know, that doesn't make any sense, but what it does is that you can trigger a co-op. So if you've never seen a co-op, you will see one for the first time here. For people familiar with a co-op, we will be able to hold our co-op for 1, 2, 3. We'll be able to do a co-op close to the door because we are able to hold a co-op before. So I hope that made sense. Sorry. So anyway, so this is what you're interested about anyway. This is the setup. So the setup is, I think I had a flare in my hand in the load. Yeah. So setup is you roll and grab here on the right. You don't have to be completely against the edge. It doesn't matter. If you are here, it's good. If you're completely at the right, it's good. Don't worry. You want to drop down a bit because you don't want to lose too much health. And then your setup is you roll here. You're gonna press look and hold forward and right. And you're gonna do a running jump and keep holding forward and right. And the second jump will be a dive jump. So that's what you want to do. So up, grab here, roll, press look, forward and right, do a running jump, keep pressing forward and left until you do a second running jump. And when you start doing that jump, you're gonna hold a walk as well. So you do a dive jump like this, up, up like this. So this might sound a bit complicated, but with some practice, don't worry, it's really easy. Up, so you drop here, roll, look, forward and right, jump, still forward and right, press walk, and you will do a dive jump, flag cancel, and step back immediately. If you're not confident at all, what you can just do is you don't use any flare, you just pretend that you don't have a flare here, for example. So we roll, do the same thing, except we're gonna take the stumble of this, and you have the same position, don't worry. So this is what you want to do. This is the first part of the setup. This is probably the easiest part of the setup. So up, 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 step back, do a standing jump, do side step, walk forward, and this is where it's going to get complicated. So I'm going to redo all the thing later, but don't worry. So this part is a bit tricky. So what you need to do is you need to buffer once doing side steps. So you need to hold walk and forward during that buffer. Up. And once you did that, what you're going to do after the buffer, you're going to hold walk forward and right and left, sorry, up. So you get to that position, and she's gonna start walking. And when she starts walking, you want to start to press jump, to do a walk, run, jump close to the wall, up like this. Oops. Oh yeah, sorry. When she starts walking, you can release walk, because if you press walk and jump, it won't work. So sorry. Let's do that again. So buffer side stepping left. And then you hold forward, left, and walk up. When she starts walking, you're gonna release walk, and you're gonna press jump, holding forward and left up. And you're going to have that state here, and then it means you did the setup right. If that happens, you did the setup right. There is just one other thing we need to take care about, but this is when you practice step by step. You practice the first part of the setup, then this part, and then the end. But don't worry. So you buffer once using walk and left, then you hold walk and left and forward. Once she start walking, release walk and jump. Up like this. She will have this weird animation, and then you're gonna have to buffer. So you can do it with 2 buffers, or you can do it with more buffers if you're not confident. I will explain to you. So let's keep going. So you need to buffer left and forward. Yeah, left and forward until this frame. This frame, or one just before, one just after. Don't worry, it's not frame perfect. There is not history of odd or even frame number. So the visual clue to know about this when you have to change your buffer is look at Lara's right hand. If Lara's right hand is in front of her of a screen, then it means you're gonna have to buffer 2 times for nothing. So up, 1 time for nothing, second time for nothing, and then you are done buffering. You can just hold left and forward, and you're gonna have this animation where she is for a frame on top of a step, and you're gonna be able to keep running, and you will have an old quote. So let's redo that again. So side step walk on left buffer, hold walk forward and left. She start walking, so you stop holding walk and you jump. You can buffer it if you're not confident. I don't, but you can obviously. For example, you see she's starting walking, so you can stop pressing all that and just press forward, left, and jump up like this. And then you need to learn when you have to start buffering. So for example, here it was way too early, so you can keep going a bit. So you keep buffering left and forward. Right hand is in front of her. That means you can buffer 1, 2 times for nothing. And then we hold forward and left and she go against the wall. And when she can walk again, it means it's good. You can just run. And if you jump, you have a quop. So you don't want to use it now, but I'm just showing you that it works. So one last time in detail, up like this. If you want to do it in one motion, you need to practice slightly, but it's not too bad. Up like this, up, up, buffer here. It doesn't matter if you buffer too late because, like for example, I'm not sure here. For example, here, I'm not sure it will work if you buffer for nothing. Let's see. Up. Yeah, it doesn't work. So you really need to do your 2 buffers for nothing. You're gonna buffer nothing when Lara's hand is in front of her. Not before, not after, when it's in front of her. So this is important. So if you're not feeling comfortable about that, you can buffer earlier and keep buffering left and forward until you have a right frame. Or you can kind of eyeball it, like I'm just going to try to do, up, like this, up. So for example here, next frame is going to be good, yeah. So I can start 1, 2, doing nothing. The reason we buffer for nothing is that we need a specific angle to trigger a quap or whatever. So that's why you buffer for nothing. Buffering for nothing helps. Up. And then we hold the keys and we can keep going. You have to know that once you activate the whole quap, you can start sprinting. You can sprint, it won't cancel the quap. You can't dive roll. Dive roll will cancel your quap. So you don't want to dive roll here. And you can't stumble against a wall, but you can hit a wall like this quickly. Like for example, here it won't work, that's for sure. But if you here hit the wall a bit like this, I'm gonna try to. Come on. Well, if you hit the wall with a stumble, for example, like this. For example, here you add a bump. Lara left up her arm, so it won't work. But if you get a soft stumble like this, and you can keep going. If you keep pressing forward with that small bump against the wall without Lara's raising her hand, the quap will still be active. This is something you have to know in case you miss something. That's just a detail, but in case you think you missed it, this is the case where you don't. So what I personally do is, I think I missed it. No, okay, it's good. So I just sprint here. I take the corner, and just before the other corner, I start sprinting. And then you're gonna trigger the quap at this slope here. You can't trigger a quap on a flat floor if you don't have a low ceiling. So, for example, on a flat floor here, it won't work. You have to start triggering the quap on this ceiling, on this slope. So you get, oops, sorry. You can trigger it earlier. You have to know that if you trigger it before these slopes here, you need to have good movements to get to the door before the quap is over. But if you jump here, it will activate the quap. You will get some damage by a twirl, so you will be likely to use a med. You go to the door and hold action and forward. Well, you actually don't have to hold forward, but I do. And you just will glitch on the bottom of the door and glitch through it. So that's the quap of Area 51. So I'm going to try to show you. Oops, that's not what I want it to be. Oops, come on. So, up. Let's redo it one more time here. Up. So I'm going to show you that you can trigger it earlier, but it's not too easy. Up. So you can trigger it from here, for example. But as you will see, the timing is a bit shorter because the quap is on the timer, kinda. You have a certain time to get to the door. So as you can see, this is a bit short, but this is still possible. So anyway, that is Area 51 quap. So I'm going to redo everything one more time, and I will let you with this. So up, roll here. Look plus left and forward, and keep holding left and forward. Jumping, do dive jump, cancel if you want. Step back, standing jump forward. Side step right, forward once, walk forward once. Walk plus left buffer. Keep holding walk forward and left. Once you start walking, stop walking and press jump instead of walk, and keep maintaining forward plus left. I hope that makes sense. Up. She will have this animation. Buffer forward left until this frame roughly. Lara's right hand is in front of her on the screen. Buffer nothing 2 times. Keep holding forward and left, and you will activate the quap, and you can keep going here and activate the quap wherever you feel like it. So activate it before what I do is actually almost impossible, but it's still possible, but it's way harder. But activate it whenever you want. Up, you glitch through it, and you keep sprinting and go for it for the end of the level, and you're pretty much done with Area 51. So if you have any question, as usual, you can ask. There might be some details I'm missing, I don't know. I think I covered pretty much everything for quap, so yeah, don't worry. Then you're gonna climb here. You're gonna do one crouch corner bug, which is gonna be really easy. You just go here, up, take 45-degree angle, crouch, and you will get up. So just showing you what's... So crouch forward, and you get up here. And you just have to go forward there. So you're in the right direction if you go that way. If you don't want to do this glitch because you don't think it's worth it, you can just climb here. And it will be pretty much the same. I think it's the other way. Yeah. If you climb up from here, what you need to do is you need to go the other way. So this is really slower. So I think that crouch corner bug is worth it. But you take it or not, you do as you want. Oops. Anyway, there is one guy here, so you can kill him. This guy is pretty annoying if you don't know how to do the next jump. So what you can do is you can do the strats I did earlier. One diggle and one shot here if you want to save your ammo. What I personally do is I do the glitch. I take my pistols, actually. I take my pistols, I sprint here. Shoot him twice. I'm gonna try the jump, and if I miss it, I kill him with one diggle ammo. So that's a strat. So there is a hard jump here. What you can do is you can climb like this, no problem. So this is 2 seconds slower that I'm gonna show you, but this is way easier. There is a jump like this. You need to position here, so just more than 1 block away from the jump. And you want to do a standing jump like this, and you can make it, but this is a hard jump. Like when you start, don't try that jump because the position is actually precise. If you are here, you will get stumbled or you will fall down like this. If you are too far like this, the same. Oh well, you make it from here, but if you are a bit further, you won't make it as well. You will stumble. So this is really a precise jump, so you want to avoid it when you start the game. Anyway, you do it or not, and then you sprint to the artifact. You roll here. This is important. This is not too important, but if you want to save a half seconds, you want to crouch and pick up the item, because if you crouch and pick up, you will pick up instantly. If you don't crouch, you will have this small animation here, which will be a bit slower. Do it as you want, it's just slight, I'm saying. And that's it with Area 51. So I hope that helped. I know a lot of people have trouble with quap setups and stuff, so yep. Hope that was useful. If you have any question, as usual, you can ask in the description. Next levels are gonna be London levels, and yeah, that's gonna be it. Thanks for watching, and see you next time.